Welcome to Tunnel Hill, Georgia, and we're bringing you the Elite Lineman Training Rodeo from the Elite Lineman Training Institute. I'm Colton Witt. As you are all aware, the coronavirus has affected everything, and that includes the Elite Lineman Rodeo. This event was originally scheduled to take place in front of friends and family, but is instead being held with just the students and staff on the last day of class. Over the course of this broadcast, we will show 4 events. The students will compete in each event, and at the end we will have a champion. Before we get into the action, let's send it down to Waylon Hasty, the lead instructor of Elite, as he kicks off the rodeo.
All right, welcome to the 2020 rodeo. Obvious reasons we're videoing this, recording, whatever the case may be. We're not able to have a bunch of folks up here for the rodeo. So that being said, I'm going to introduce everybody, and as you watch, you'll see us go through all the events, and we'll introduce them as they come. The Randy Annunziata, instructor from the Bronx. Munchie. Turtle. Farmer. Cramps. Draw your arm up like you got a cramp. Bones. Rojo. You can smile. Dude. Crip. Cornbread. Colton's laughing. Smiley. And college.
Before we get started, let's bring in Waylon Hasty. Now, Waylon, this is a different way to do a rodeo. What should the viewers expect as they watch today?
I would say that first of all, they should expect that obviously this has been done real early. We haven't had time to prepare and practice as far as the students, and I would say for folks that do line work, be a little merciful on them, because there's going to be a lot of folks that do line work that they're going to say, well, why is he doing this or why is he doing that? Whereas in a normal setting, they would have had plenty of time to practice and prepare to lead up to when the friends and family were here.
Okay. And as we get started with the rodeo, we're going to have 4 events and just kind of break down each one. Let's start with the egg climb.
So each event offers 100 points, and then any ties based on a score will go to time. The egg climb is an event, and it starts different everywhere. Again, we didn't have time to practice. So what they'll do is they'll start with a 45-foot pole, basket at the top, 1 basket in their mouth. And I know we'll probably talk about this a little more in the video, but they all have a mouthpiece. And they put the egg in the basket, climb to the top of the pole, throw the basket on the top down, hang their basket, or get their egg out first and then hang the basket, climb back down. Cut out, you drop 2 points. Cracked egg or any kind of teeth marks, any deformities in the egg, is 2 points.
Okay, and then the next event is the Hurt Man Rescue. Talk about that.
So it's done a little different formats. Obviously, again, we didn't have time to prepare. In the format that we're doing, we require them to start behind the line, and they have all their tools on and everything's ready. They can either choose to unsnap the hand line or snap their buck squeeze to go up. Obviously, when they cross the line, time starts. There's a couple different areas and ways they can drop points and all that. We'll explain more in the video, but you got to climb up, drop the hand line block, take the hand line, throw it over the cross arm, tie 3 half hitches around the dummy, get 1 more friction point, cut the rope. When the dummy hits the ground with slack in the rope, time stops.
Okay, the third one is the Polymer changeout.
So yeah, it's a deal we do. We're a dead end pole, 3-phase pole. It's set up for a rodeo event. Like I said, it's not built to 100% spec. Time starts on that when they leave the dirt. Time stops when they get back to the dirt. Drop points in the same way by cutting out, dropping anything from the pole, or doing anything out of order, which is obvious with a hoist and stuff. There's not really a good way to do that. And I think that's where practice would have paid off had we got a lot of time to practice. But they'll climb up, hang a hand line, throw a sling around the arm, jack some slack into a set of dead end insulators, we call them polymers. They'll take that polymer out, put another polymer in, go in reverse order and come to the dirt.
Okay, and the final event is the transformer service.
So on the transformer service, it's probably not common to a lot of people. That's why I say if you do line work, just be merciful on these guys. So what we do in that is we require them so they get some experience with an extendo or zip stick, and we require them to know what's energized and how to remove something in an energized setting to try to build a muscle memory habit of always taking the neutral connection last and putting it back first. So in that, time starts when they get a hold of the extendo or zip stick. They run a zip stick up, open the transformer fuse, which will de-energize the transformer. Then they put all their tools on, find the pole. When they get there, they're required to remove the hot legs first and the neutral last. They can do the hot legs in any order as long as the neutral's removed last. When they do that, time stops.
Okay. And that's the 4 events, and let's send it down to the action. We're going to kick things off with the egg climb. First up on the egg climb, we have Nick Carroll, cramps.
Cramps is a good one. Cramps is a good one.
Where's Cramps from?
Cramps is from Canton. He lives in Canton, Georgia.
Did he drive up to school every day?
Yeah, he drove
Okay.
up every day from Canton.
All right, Cramps get started right now. Good pace so far.
Good job, Cramps. Egg in the basket. Good, smooth, steady climb.
About halfway up, around 10 seconds. Almost to the top.
It's a tough deal not to break the egg in the basket.
Is that usually where a lot of them get broken, is in the basket?
I don't think so. I think it's more in the mouth and the teeth, but with our experience anyways, which is nowhere near what the international rodeo does, but with our experience here, it's mostly in people's mouths.
Drops the basket and he's making the switch now. Right around the 42-second mark, he's getting ready to head down.
I'm sure Red's not cheering for him right now. Him and Red
Yeah.
have a love-hate relationship.
Red, Logan Bicknell, they hate each other
Yes.
and love each other.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Almost there. Long steps. He's almost there, and he makes it 1:04:58. Strong time from Cramps, and they're going to inspect his egg. No crack this time for Nick Carroll. Jackson Murray's turn on the egg climb.
College.
Yes, college. And why is he called college?
He's called college because he's got a 4-year degree from KSU.
Psychology, correct?
Yes, 4-year psychology degree. He was very encouraging to me. I feel like if he could get a college degree, anybody can. He made me want to go back to college, but he's off.
All right. And a good long strides there from Jackson Murray. About halfway there.
Recently engaged.
2021 he's expected to get married, right?
2021, he's hungry for line work. Good job.
All right, he's making the switch now. He's got to get that egg in his mouth.
Oh, geez, he can't find the egg in a 3-inch basket. Come on, college.
He's on his way down. About halfway. He's at around 33 seconds at the halfway point, almost there. He's making really good time, and he's got a score of
Oh, he jumps.
44-65. Jackson Murray College. A really great score. He's in first place. They're going to check his egg. No cracks. He's good. All right, so 100 points for Jackson Murray. Hunter Ogles now.
Crip.
Yeah.
This is Crip. He hates talking. He hates talking so much he's dreading putting the egg basket in his mouth.
He's dreading putting it in his mouth?
Oh, yeah, he don't like to talk at all. He don't want to open his mouth. We call him Crip because first week his leg came out of socket. His right knee came totally out of socket. It was terrible.
And he actually has ACL written on his helmet there.
Yeah.
He's halfway up the pole now, 12 seconds. Good time so far for Crip. Gets a little caught up there.
Got a little
about
adjustment.
3/4 up. And he's about to the top. He's got to make that switch. Pulls his left leg up and drops the basket. He's got to get that egg out. Does. It's in his mouth. He's on his way down. 35 seconds right now.
Good job, Crip. Good long steps.
Now the time to beat is with college at 44.65. It does not look like he's going to get that, but he's halfway down. He's still going to beat a minute. Good time for Crip. Long steps, and he's down. 52.16, and they're going to check that egg. Still in his mouth. Got him a brown egg there, and there is a crack in this one. There is a crack, and there you are, Waylon, inspecting the egg. And that's going to be a 2-point deduction for Crip, so he's 98 points. Jackson Murray in sole possession of first place with 100 points and a really great time. Now it's Logan Bicknell's turn.
Red.
Or Rojo,
Yes.
depending on what part of the world you're living in.
Rojo in the classroom sat beside Dude and Cramps, and he had haters on both sides.
They both hated him?
Yes, love-hate relationship.
He's an interesting guy, Red. And he starts his time now.
Red's the only guy I know that can drive an 18-wheeler and not drive a Toyota pickup. He says, I don't know how to drive that. I'm like, come on, Red.
So he can drive a 10-speed, you can't
Yes.
drive a 5-speed?
Yeah, you can drive a 10-speed, but don't know how to drive a 5-speed. Makes sense of that.
Yeah.
Good climber, though. Red's a good climber.
And
Former-
he's almost to the top.
Former baseball player.
And he's from Tryon, Georgia.
That's right.
He makes the switch now. He's got to get that egg in his mouth. Right around the 30-second mark, he's on his way down. Got to readjust that brown strap, and now he's making those long strides. Around a third of the way down, approaching halfway. And there he is, about halfway, and he's got a little ways to go. Probably about 20 feet left.
Looks like he's got the egg in his teeth. I bet it's cracked.
And he is down. Minute 1:69. And let's check that egg. There is a crack.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
going to deduct 2 points for Red, and he's going to get 98 on that one. Tyler Touchstone's turn.
Munchie.
Ringgold, Georgia.
Says Munchie. He's probably excited because he's getting to put an egg in his mouth. All he does is snack.
Big snacker.
Oh, swing and a miss.
All right, now he begins. A little cutout there at the beginning. I don't know if you call that a cutout or just a slip, but here he's on his way up.
Go, Munchie, go. Munchie's a good one. We always aggravate him and said he was never scared of work. He'd always stand right beside him.
And he has made it to the top of the pole. And he's got to make that switch. 45-foot pole, made it up in pretty good time. And he's on his way down.
Oh, no.
And he
Eggs
drops
out.
his egg, must have busted it, and that's going to DQ Tyler Touchstone. So no points for Munchie. That's unfortunate, but he'll have a chance to bounce back in the Hurt Man Rescue.
Certainly wasn't his fault. I know it wasn't his fault. It was a bad bag or a bad pole or something.
All right, let's move on to the next two. Maddox Foster. Here he goes on the egg climb.
This is Dude getting a little swing in his belt, assessing the situation,
Dude.
adjusting a mouthpiece that I'm sure he borrowed from somebody else because he couldn't keep up with his.
And if you're wondering why, if with all this coronavirus stuff, if they're just sharing, it cuts out early. But anyways, if you're wondering if they're just sharing the same basket and sharing germs, like he said, there's a mouthpiece. So that's the one way I guess we're combating the virus. And he makes it nearly to the top. Really great time, 17 seconds. Gets that basket down quick. He's got to get that egg out. He's at 22. Really rebounded nicely from that cutout in the beginning. Makes his long steps coming down.
Good climbing too. Dude's doing really good. Very impressed by it, dude.
And you can tell he's a very determined climber.
Always wears a hood for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You would think a guy from Hawaii wouldn't. Oh, and a jump at the end.
And he makes it 48.60. So time-wise, he's not able to beat college's 44.65, but still a strong time. He has that cutout, so that's going to dump 2 points. A good egg, so he's going to be at 98. It's 98, and that'll put him in second place, or actually third place overall with the 100 points early on from Cramps. Tyler Moore.
Cornbread, a.k.a. Mushmouth.
Mushmouth.
Yes.
He
says he's from Rome, Georgia, but I would bet he has relatives somewhere in Appalachia. It's got to be Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky. He needs an interpreter when he talks.
And he gets started very quickly. Oh, cuts out there, nearly halfway, and cuts out.
Hope it didn't break the egg.
And remember, that's a 2-point deduction on the cutouts. And he is almost to the top, around 17 seconds. And just about makes it there. And he's at the top right around the 22, 23 second mark. He's got to make that switch.
Oh, he didn't make the switch.
And he drops his own basket. He still gets the egg in his mouth, but just leaves the basket that was up there. He's about I would say a third of the way down. And the egg falls out. And that's a DQ from Cornbread. Unfortunate. I mean, he was moving pretty quick. He did have that cutout, but it was a pretty quick time, so that's unfortunate for him. We move on to our next student. Ben Arbo, getting ready now.
Hiram, Georgia, a.k.a. Turtle.
And explain that, Turtle.
Tortoise and the Hare Man. When Ben first started climbing, he was the slowest guy here. After about week 4, he has not been last at any task we've put ahead of him. We nicknamed him Turtle because he's very consistent, and he is determined not to be last in everything he does.
That is one word to describe him, is determination. He's about halfway up now. You can really see it in the way he climbs.
Certainly most improved. I mean, just phenomenal.
And I'm sure that's very rewarding for you guys, instructors, just to see that that vast improvement in a student.
Oh yeah, amazing amount of growth in his ability and his character. Just phenomenal.
Gets the egg out. He's got to make that switch.
Good switch.
Puts the egg in his mouth. It's around 37 seconds. Let's see if he can crack a minute. It's on his way down. He's got to come down fast.
Come on, Ben.
48, 49. So around halfway there.
Looks like he's got the egg in his mouth. Good. Probably going to be no cracks in this one.
Almost to the bottom. And he's not going to make a minute. Let's see what he gets, though. 1 minute 3. Oh, but he drops the egg.
Oh.
He drops the egg right at the very bottom.
Oh.
He's sick. He is sick.
Terrible. Terrible feeling, Ben. Come on,
Hate it for
man.
Ben. 0 points there on the DQ. So we move on to our next student. Easton Stanley now.
Bones.
And how do you get that nickname?
Because he's skinny as a rail. He weighs like 95 pounds holding a bowling ball. Bones is up. His hard hat says 7:15. He was actually the first to climb the 70-foot pole.
And why is that?
Because he was late, because his hard hat says 7:15. One of the only thing that Bones struggled with this entire time was getting to work on time.
And he's about there in under 20 seconds. He's making great time. The time to beat is 44.65 at college. And he's already on a great pace to beat that. He gets the egg in his mouth. He makes the switch. He's on his way down.
Very talented climber. Good long strides.
And it's really noticeable early on. He was one of the fastest climbers. I mean, he's really very natural to it.
Physical ability was bar none. It came very easy to him.
He's almost down. 41:75. Fantastic time for Bones there, and he is in sole possession of first place because he has no cracks in the egg, no cutouts, nothing like that. And he's pretty tired. He went pretty fast there. Good job, Bones.
Good job, Bones.
David Ramirez now on the egg climb.
Smiley. His glass is always half full.
Yep. Positive guy. Smiling all the time. Real nice.
Very encouraging. Very encouraging.
Local kid.
Takes a nice deep breath. Baseball player. Phenomenal baseball player.
I believe he was on an all-region team and was even looked at by some colleges. And he begins now.
Good climbing.
Yep. About halfway,
he
a
slips.
little slip.
It's like a swing and a miss in baseball. Oh, he
Another
slips
slip.
again.
Almost to the top. Around the 22-second mark, 23. And he makes it up there in good time. He's going to try to beat a minute. Makes the switch. He gets the egg in his mouth. He's got to get that basket up, and he's on his way down. Pretty long steps. He's got it trying to come down as fast as he can. He's moving pretty quick. Around the 45 seconds. Let's see, he's around halfway.
Looks like he's got the egg in a good position. Hopefully no teeth marks.
Almost there. Around 54, 55.
Oh, and he
Drops
jumps.
down 57 flat. And Randy's coming over to check his egg. And he's got a crack. And that'll be a 2-point deduction for Smiley.
Man. And he's still smiling, of course.
Still a strong time. Even though he's smiling, tosses the egg in frustration, and we move on to our next student. And here's Corey Mosen.
Farmer.
And he literally is a farmer.
He literally is. 27 years old, got a 4-year degree from Southern Arkansas in agriculture.
Raises cattle.
Raises cattle, very good with cattle. Probably got some horses.
Gets ready now, surveys the pole, and he begins. Randy on the stopwatch down there, and Corey's about a third of the way up. Almost there, he's about halfway. 7 seconds, good time so far.
Great time. Smooth climbing too. The bag's not moving at all.
And he stops, readjusts.
Oh yeah, what is that? He forgot it was a timed event.
And he adjusts his brown strap. He's heading up, almost to the top, around the 30-second mark. And he makes his switch, drops that basket that's up there, and gets the egg out. Got to get it in, got to get down. And he's on his way down now, right around 40 seconds. Let's see if he can beat a minute.
Good long steps.
Almost halfway. And here he is, around 55 seconds.
Good steps.
Almost there. Minute 2, minute 3. And he gets a final time of 1:03:57. We're going to look at that egg. And it does have a crack.
Oh,
It does have a crack. 98 points, so a 2-point deduction. Still a pretty strong time there for a farmer, and that'll wrap up the egg climb. All right, let's go to the leaderboard. As you notice, strong times there for first and second place. 41, Easton Stanley, Jackson Murray, 44. And then Nick Carroll, 100 points. Obviously, it's not the best time on the board, but it really doesn't matter. It's really about not making mistakes, and Nick Carroll didn't.
Absolutely. You can see on the left-hand side, the points are what matters in a rodeo. It's not all about time. Time only goes to the tiebreakers.
Nick Carroll cramps his turn as we get the Hurt Man started. Hurt Man rescue.
Be rescuing Terry off the top of the pole.
Terry the dummy.
Time starts when they cross the little line.
You can see there's a line in the dirt there. And he begins.
Pulls the hand line.
Yeah, pulls the hand line up, and he is on his way. Got to get that buck squeeze on the pole. Pulls his brown strap in, and he begins to climb. Or out, I should say. Here he goes. Halfway up, around 20 seconds. Really good start there for Crimps. And there's Terry. The unconscious dummy.
About time for Terry to get some new overalls, man. Terry's beat up. It's hard right here for Cramps to get through. Terry, this is hard for anybody that's doing the hurt man in this setting.
And Terry weighs 200 pounds, correct?
200 pounds dead weight.
And folks, that is a lot harder than it looks. Because if you just watch, you think, oh, you can muscle your way past that. Not that easy.
The easiest way to do it is climb up, pull your buck squeeze up as you climb.
Using momentum.
Using momentum and hips.
And I can't quite tell. I think he is above or close to above. He's still yanking and pulling. And I think he's in a... I think he likes where he's at, and he's going to begin to work. He gets his hand line. He's got to drop that block, or maybe he already did, and I just didn't notice.
No, he hasn't dropped the block yet, but he's got to step around to the left. He's got to get his belly up against Terry's belly to be able to reach around
now
the
he
tie.
drops the block.
He drops the block. He needs to step around to the left right here. Looks like he's going to work with the pole in between him and Terry. It's going to be terrible, terrible, terrible for time's sake.
And he's kind of got that rope above his arm. He needs it under his arm. And he realizes that and corrects it. Despite his position, still able to reach around. He's got to tie those knots.
3 half hitches.
Believe I've seen one. I don't know how many he's tied, maybe 1 or 2. Right around 225 right now. Now, basically, the way the exercise or the event goes is 4 minutes is brain dead. So you basically have to save his life, per se, in under 4 minutes. And so far, he's on pace to do so. Around 245 right now. I believe he's got that 3rd knot tied. Now he's got to make his friction point. And now he's got to get that knife out. Cut Terry down. Makes the cut. Got to let him down. He's got to get slack. Oh, hits the ground hard. And he does. He gets his slack, and his time is 3:10:03. No mistakes there, so he's able to get a perfect score. And he is in good shape. 200 overall for Crimps. And a good way to start the hurt man.
Absolutely.
Jackson Murray now, as we move on, 2nd student on the hurt man rescue.
AKA college.
And he's out of Calhoun, is that correct? Or
yeah, lives in Calhoun.
Calhoun, Georgia.
Calhoun.
And college begins.
He's going with a buck squeeze first.
College was awarded best overall this class.
It's a phenomenal amount of growth. A lot of personal development in 12 weeks. Good climber too.
He's halfway up now, making good time, around 20-something seconds halfway up, almost to the top. And remember, the tough part is getting past Terry, and let's see how quickly he can do that.
Oh,
and he's through. 37 seconds, and he's through Terry. Really good start there for college. And now he's got to get his hand line set up.
Drop the block.
Drop the block. Oh, but he drops the whole hand line.
He drops it. What a look on his face.
Very unfortunate for college, and he feels awful. And that's going to be a DQ. He was in a really good spot, so that's going to keep him at 100 points as we move on to our next student. Tyler Moore.
Cornbread.
Man, yeah, Cornbread. And how did he get that nickname? I never heard the story. How did he get the nickname Cornbread?
It's from its mush mouth.
Oh, okay, I got
From
you.
being mush mouth, so we call him Cornbread because his country is cornbread.
Okay, I got you. And as far as, and he's in a lineman rodeo now, he actually has done actual rodeo as well.
I think so. I don't know
Yeah.
a lot about Cornbread. I know he come to us from a construction background, from operating dozers and equipment, stuff in dirt. Great young man from Rome, Georgia. Good climber.
He's about halfway up. It looks like it's hooked. That hand line isn't all the way at the top, so he's going to have a little thing to sort out when he gets up there.
No, he didn't give it a good yank when he left. He's got to climb through and get past Terry.
Right around Terry's knees now, and he's powering through. Steps up a little bit. Pulls his green strap, his brown strap. Yanks and pulls, steps. I think he's through. Think he's got it. And he is through.
He needs to step around to the left and get him tied.
Now he grabs his hand line, gets everything sorted out, fixed. He's got to drop the block here. It's at 1:06. He's making good time. Gets his block dropped. Now he's going to begin to tie Terry up. And as you've said, stepping around the left is the best way to do it. He stepped around a little bit there and
there
reaches around good. Gives Terry a hug and grabs the other end of that hand line. Now he's got to tie his 3 1/2 inches. I believe he's got 1, 2, 3. Got to make his friction point.
Oh, he missed.
And now he's
There
got
he
it. He's got to get the knife out. Got to cut him down. Cuts him on his way. Get the slack out. Yeah, 1:55, 40. No, wait. 59. 1:55, 59. And that's going to beat Cramps' time. And he's in first place on this event. And he was disqualified in the last round. So he's going to have 100 points overall. Got 100 points here. Very strong performance there from Cornbread. Hunter Ogle's turn on the hurt man.
Crip.
Crip got 98. Wait, let me check here. He had 98 points on the egg climb, and he's going to get his go now on the hurt man as he begins here and gets his buck squeeze on the pole.
Starts with the buck squeeze. Now he's got to yank that hand line. A good snatch on it.
Begins the climb.
Crip's a great climber. Great climber.
Halfway up. He's from Chatsworth.
Chatsworth.
Rose, don't know, Chatsworth is Murray County, close to Dalton. Gets to about his knees there, about Terry's knees, gets to about his waist, and he's got to power through. Needs to step up, does, and I think he may be through now.
He needs to step around to the left and get him tied. Oh, he hadn't got through yet.
He's still caught.
There he is.
Okay.
He's passed.
And he steps around. He's going to drop the block. And now he's got to get that hand line tied around Terry.
He's in a good position right there. Step around the left just a little more to make it go a whole lot faster. It's a really awkward position to be in when you're up the pole.
Reaches out real good there, and remember his time to beat right now is 1:55.59 from Cornbread.
He's in a good spot. He's at 130 right now. He needs to get them 1/2 inches and go.
Is that okay? Got a 1/2 inch tied there.
He's got 3.
Got his third one, and now he's got to get his friction point. And he's got to cut him. Cuts him. He's coming down. 52, 53, got to get slack out. 55, 1:55.47. He beats Cornbread by maybe 3/10 of a second.
Good go at it, Crip.
Well, about 1/10 actually. So great time there for Hunter Ogles, Crip, and 198 points overall. And so far, a strong day from Hunter Ogles. And now we go to Corey Mosley, already in progress.
He's off.
And
This is Farmer.
about halfway up, readjusts his brown strap there. Around 25 seconds.
Great time.
All right, getting a little caught on Terry. He's got to get past him. Around 45 seconds now. He's in a good position. He's got to just get past Terry. Needs to step up.
Spending way too much time here. Climb up and pull, it'll go.
What are some of Corey's strengths, Waylon?
His experience. Corey has much experience. Being a farmhand, he's been around stuff, working stuff. He's got mechanics down. Drops the hand line block, he's good.
And speaking of work, he's getting to work right now as he gets that rope around Terry. And he's reaching out a little to his left.
There he goes, good position.
Gets in a good position, yes. And he's got it around. He's got to get those 3 half hitches tied.
There we go. There's
got a
one.
First one. Second one. Third one.
Friction point.
He's got it. Got to cut him. Minute 50 now. He's coming down. And he's down. Got the slack out. Has a final time of 1:59.72. And I believe he had a drop knife there. I believe he had 2 knives. So, but that's going to deduct 2 points from his time, or from his score. So that's going to put him at 98. 196 overall for Corey Mosley. And we move on to our next student. Now we go to Easton Stanley, Bones. And Bones is in a really good spot. He had the fastest time on the egg climb, 100 points, looking for 100 more. And he's in a good spot. His closest competition was college, and college got disqualified on this one. So as long as he doesn't get disqualified, I mean, he's in great shape. And he begins now.
Buck squeeze first. Unsnap that hand line and give it a yank.
He's in as far as time-wise, he's got to beat Crip with the time of 1:55.47.
Halfway up at 18, that's great.
He makes it to Terry. He's got to get past Terry there. Where's Bones from?
Bones is living in Cartersville. He's from this area, though. He was born and raised right here in this area.
Lives in Cartersville now, and he steps around to his left, gets in a pretty good position there. Past Terry around, he's at 45-second mark now, and gets his hand line going. He's got to get that around Terry. Steps around a little more to his left. Really doing great as far as his positioning. He's in a good spot, and he even pulls Terry towards him.
Good spot right there.
Gets around, he's got to tie his 3 half hitches. One.
Struggling with him a little bit.
Two. He's working on his third one now, it appears to me. Can't really see super well. I think he's on that third one. He is. All right, he's getting that friction point. He's getting the knife out fast. Got to cut him. 1:44. Coming down. Time to beat 1:55. And he'll beat it. Gets the slack out. 1:51.63. Great time for Bones. Really good spot he's in, 200 points overall, and he's at the top of our leaderboard. Logan Bicknell now on the hurt man.
It's red.
As he gets ready. Red 98 right now. Needs 100. It's everything situated.
Warms the hands up.
Yeah, warms them hands. And he begins.
Hand line first.
Yanks it up. Got to get that buck squeeze on the pole. Pulls his brown strap out and begins to climb. Around 20 seconds, he's on about nearly halfway. Making good time.
Good long strides too. That's a good climber.
As we mentioned, hates cramps.
Oh, absolutely. He sits in between dude and cramps in the classroom, and he's poor Red. He's just in a bad spot.
And he also is quiet, sort of like this.
He is quiet. He's through the dummy though. He's past Terry. He's in a good position. 55 seconds to be where he's at. He's in a good spot.
The time to beat as it stands right now is 1:51:63 bones. And
he went ahead and got his friction point.
Yeah, got his friction point early. And now he's going to try to tie that knot. And I don't know if that's going to help him or not. What would be the benefits of doing the friction point early?
It's a toss up. You got to make sure you have enough slack to tie them 3 half hitches. You can see right there he's about out of rope. It's really hard to see, but you got to make sure you get enough rope. He's going for the knife and cutting him.
And time's not too bad despite that. He's coming down.
Oh, block's headed up. Looks like his block got a half hitch in it.
And he's caught there. He's got to get slack. And he's got him down 2:06:87. 2:06:87. Not a bad time there for Red. And we move on to our next two. Tyler Touchstone again. Now he's on the hurt man, and Tyler wants to get on the board here. He's got no points from that DQ on the egg climb, so he's going to do his best here on the hurt man, and he gets ready to go. Kind of inspecting his tools, inspecting his line. What do you expect from Munchie here?
He's getting his game face on. I just hope he remembers how to tie half hitches. When we were practicing, he cut Terry down and did not have him tied up. Terry hit the ground 200 pounds of dead weight running 600 miles an hour.
It sounded like a gunshot when he hit the ground?
Scared everybody to death. Thank goodness nobody was around him. He missed a yank on the hand line, so he's going to hurt himself when he gets there. Good climbing, though. Good climbing. Halfway there, 19 seconds.
And that's the one commonality from all these guys. They're all good climbers.
Got to get through Terry.
He's pulling, yanking, and steps up a little bit, rocking that pole, and steps up a little more. He might be through, pulls that brown strap out, and he's through. Now he's got to get his hand line situated, and as you noted, he didn't get it pulled up all the way, so he's going to have to do that now. You see that hook coming up.
He drops that block. He needs to step around to the left to get himself in a good position to time up.
What would you say is Munchie's strength?
I think Munchie's has similar to Farmer with his experience. He worked in residential electrical wiring houses and things like that for a local company here. And he went ahead and got his friction points. It's a tough spot to be in. You got to make sure you get enough rope to time if you do that first. Time-wise, I don't think it's the best route to go.
He's at 1:27 now. The time to beat's 1:51:63. so he's going to have to hurry here.
And he's working with a pole in between him and Terry. That's not a good position to be in. We just hope he gets him tied before he cuts him. That's the goal here for Munchie.
And that is sort of an awkward place to be with that pole right in between you.
It is. And it's hard to reach around because Terry's so heavy, you're not going to be able to pick the weight of him up to make sure you get that rope back there.
And I believe he's working on the half hitches now. He may have one there. That might have been the first one. Yeah, there's the second one. There's the third one, and a bird flies over his head. And maybe he didn't have that friction point. I thought he did.
I thought he did too. I thought he did. Let's see.
All right, gets him cut. He's still caught, so he cuts him again. He's on his way down.
He did have it. Now he's got three friction points.
Terry's bouncing.
He's got too many friction points. Poor Terry. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Terry's unconscious. That might have woke him up right on the way down. And got to get down. Yeah, he's down. 2 minutes, 49 seconds, 49.81 seconds. So 100 points there for Munchie. He's alive under 4 minutes, so in good shape. And we'll move on. Can't see him yet, but Ben Arbeau's turn. Here he comes. The turtle, yeah. Getting those gaff guards out. And really a heartbreaking ending to his egg climb, and he gets stretched. He's determined to not have anything like that happen this go-round. And he begins.
Let's go with the hand line first.
Would you say that's the best move to go to the hand line first, or just?
Yeah, I would say it's the best move, but I would get that hand line a lot closer to me in a lot better position.
All right, he's got his buck squeeze on the pole, pulls that brown strap out, and begins to climb. Really smooth climbing, good pace. Halfway up now, under 30 seconds. Almost to the top. And there's Terry waiting on him. Remember, that's the most difficult thing here is getting past Terry. Ben is obviously smaller as opposed to maybe like a Munchie or some of these other ones. Would you say your own weight, does that make it tougher going past Terry here, or is it?
I would say no. I would say without a shadow of a doubt, in anything you do in line work, it's all pole position. So it's good technique and position. It doesn't matter how big you are, how strong you are.
As long as you're in a good spot.
Obviously, if you're in a good position, that's what makes it count the most. For some of the guys that are a little smaller, it's harder to get by him, but if they use a good technique, climb up, use their hips just like Ben did right there, good position. Step around to the left. Get that hand line block. See, Ben's got to pull his hand line up now. If that hand line was already there, he'd save himself 10 seconds.
All right, now he's got to get that hand line block down. He does. Throws his hand line over, now he's got to get it around Terry. Steps around to his left. Getting in a good position. I give Terry a hug. And he's reaching for that hand line with his left hand. And I think he's got it. He's got it. He's got to tie his half hitches. 2:11 right now. Got one down. Got his second. Got his third.
Friction point.
Now he's getting that knife. Cut him, Ben. Cut him. Cuts him. He's coming down. And 2:43.72. And 100 points there for the turtle. And a good job from Ben there. And he's on our leaderboard. 2:43.72. David Ramirez's go at it. Gets ready here on the hurt man. Gets some counsel from his instructor there. Waylon, right next to him.
Smiling. He's smiling right now.
Yep. Just happy to be there. Just happy. And he gets situated, he gets started.
He's in a good spot. That hand line, a good yank.
Buck squeeze on the pole, begins to climb. Oh,
He slipped a little.
little slip. Continues. Around 30 seconds, halfway up. Smiley's one of the students, one of the many students this class who got his CDLs.
It's hard to get through. He's got to keep climbing right there. There he goes.
One of the benchmarks of this class is many of these students got their CDLs. First class elite lineman to do that.
He don't realize he's got a half hitch tied in his hand line.
Oh, he's in a tough position there. And he's trying to shake that knot out and drops the block. I think that might have done it. Can't really tell what that block did. And he's okay, it's all kind of tied up there. He gets it up. Drops his block, comes over the cross arm. Now he's got to get around Terry. That hurt him a little bit time-wise. As far as his score, I think he's okay. He's going to get that rope around Terry. Steps
Good
around to his
position.
left. Yeah, very good position.
Great pole position.
Reaches around. Grabs a hold with his left hand there. Oh, nope, he has to do it again. Grabs it this time. Pulls around. He's got ties 3 half inches. Needs to hurry. 2:10. I think he's got 1. Maybe 2. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to see sometimes there. 2, and I think he's on his 3rd one now. Okay, he gets his knife out. He didn't get his friction point.
Oh, geez.
Oh, that's gonna burn his hand up.
It is.
And he's kind of caught there.
Oh, he cuts it again.
He
Oh,
cuts
it's
him
burning.
again.
It's
Oh,
burning.
hanging on for dear life. And Terry's down a time of 2:47:03. And let's check on our friend David Ramirez. Oh, he ain't feeling good.
Oh, his
Look at
hands
that
are
hand.
burning.
Still an okay time there, 2:47:03 for David Ramirez. Maddox Foster's turn. Dude, here he begins with the hurt man.
Still got his hood on.
And Dude is one of 3 nicknames he received at Elite. First one, Diamond. Second one, Twinkle Toes. And the 3rd one is Dude. And he
off.
begins right now.
Buck squeeze first.
It's that brown strap.
Dude's a great climber too. Real fast climber. He's another one that weighs about 85 pounds.
Got his hand line up there, and he's really moving quick. Around 21 seconds, nearly up there. And remember, the key is get past Terry as quick as you can. He's right around Terry's knees, pulling up. Stepped up a little bit, kind of rocking and pulling, and steps up a little more. Giving it all he's got.
He is.
Pushes on Terry a little bit. May need to step up just a little bit more. He does. Puts that right leg up a little bit. Really, where he's stepping around to his left. Pushes on Terry. Pulls some more. Almost has it.
Oh, he's by.
He's got it. Now he's got to get his hand line situated. Gets it loose. Drops the block over the cross arm. And now he's got to tie Terry up. He's in a good spot. Now that time to beat right now is, let's see, got it in front of me, 151.63 from Bones.
He's got the rope around. He's got 3 half hitches, and he'll be good.
Begins on his first one. He's got it. Minute 48 now. Not going to beat that time, but he's still on pace to have a strong time here. And he gets his third one.
He's in a really good pole position.
And now he's got to get that friction point. Get the knife out. He's at 207 right now, getting ready to cut. Has to cut them both. He's on his way down. 214, and he hits the ground pretty hard there, but it's at 2, gets the slack out, 219.91.
Good job, Dave.
100 points for Dude there, and a strong showing on the hurt man. 198 overall. And now to the leaderboard, and as you notice, Easton Stanley still in first place. Nick Carroll, and just like last time, his time wasn't up there with Easton, but it's still second place, 200 points, strong. Hunter Ogles, good time. Some minute 50s times from Corey Mosley, Tyler Moore, they're back in 7th and 8th, but overall, pretty strong performance there, Easton Stanley, and he's got to feel good going forward. And Corey Mosley again, this time with the Polymer changeout. And we're only going to show you 2 Polymer changeouts. These are a little longer events. And we're going to show you 2 of the faster times. And Corey Mosley's getting ready to go now.
Red's going to be the groundman.
And the groundman is very important here in this event. Only event that has a groundman.
Communication and planning is real key right here. Get to the main line neutral, got to transfer over. The best way to get here and do this transfer is to throw your secondary around, take your buck squeeze off, leave your secondary in place.
All right, he's got to get his buck squeeze off and get it over.
He's over. The ideal thing to do is to carry that rope safety up with you right here. He chooses to bring it back around, which cost him about 6 seconds.
Steps over, and now he's got to get in position. Gets his hand line. He needs to put it over the cross arm there. Gets it hooked up. And here's where the groundman comes in. Now obviously he can't start work until his groundman gets his equipment up there. He's got to get that wire grip and his hoist set up.
Oh, geez, I'm sure Randy's having a fit somewhere right now because he spent lots of time with these guys on the wire grip.
I think he's got it on. He's got it on.
Got it.
All right. Got to get his hoist set up. Around the cross arm. Basically just wanting to get some slack so he can take that Polymer off.
He's got slack in it. That thing has a Carter key and a small pin in it right there. He's trying to get that Carter key out.
He grabbed pliers? Can't
Yeah.
quite, okay.
Got a pair of pliers pulling the Carter pin out.
And he put it in his mouth there.
Terrible idea. Terrible idea.
And because just something go wrong with that.
Something goes wrong, first thing you do is inhale. Aspirate a Carter pin, call an ambulance. Bad idea. Never put anything in your mouth when you're climbing.
He's got the new Polymer head on. He's got to get that that second one off.
Good timing though. Good timing.
Gets his hoist. Get that wire grip off. His groundman's got that bucket up ready for him. Got the wire grip, got to get that hoist in there, and then he's got to get the hand line down, he's got to climb down.
So far he hasn't dropped anything. That's good. If you drop something, it's 2 points.
His time is strong, he's right around 4 minutes now, and all he's got to do is get that hand line down, and he's got to come and touch the dirt. Yells headache. Headache again. And he begins to climb down. I got to get that secondary. And he's got to get his butt squeezed under that neutral.
Had he left that secondary on, he wouldn't have had to make that move right there.
Gets his butt squeezed. And then he's got to get his secondary off. Shouldn't take long on that. Just got to get it around and start climbing down. And here he comes, right around 5:02 and making good steps. Almost there. He's going to have a good time, and he will finish with a time of 5:14.84. First place overall. The time that he just beat, someone went before him, was Cornbread, had a 6:09.55 time, and he got 5:14.84. Really strong performance there.
Good job, Farmer.
From Farmer. Now it's Jackson Murray again, college, and he gets ready to do the Polymer change out. One thing to note, we just got word from our man down on at the scene. He says that college actually isn't feeling good right now, feeling kind of sick. Don't know what's wrong with him, but he is playing hurt right now, so he begins.
Good pace. Really good pace.
10 seconds, he's already up that neutral. He's got to get his secondary above it, and then he's got to transfer over.
Moving the butt squeeze to the top. He's going to elect to do the same. Taking his rope safety back around. Cost him a few seconds.
All right, getting ready to get in position there. He's got to get that hand line up over the cross arm. His groundman's going to get his equipment up to him.
He's waiting on it now. He's ready. He's ready. Not a very good plan. Bag should be there now. That's the hindrance of this event, though. You got to have a good communication, a good game plan, because everybody has to know what their next move is.
And he's got it now. It's a minute 31. regardless of all that, he's in good shape.
He is. He's still in a good spot.
Gets his hoist set up. Gets his hoist set up first. I believe the farmer got his hoist set up second.
He did.
Is it just a preference thing, or is one better than the other?
It's a preference thing. It's going to be preference. Here goes Randy again. I'm sure Randy's somewhere, his head's turning purple right now. He's so mad. He spent so much time with these guys on the wire grip.
And Collins getting that wire grip on. I think he may have it on now.
Yeah, he's got it.
Randy down on the ground, shaking his head in disapproval. But at least it's up. Now he cranks his hoist.
He's got
slack, yep. Gotta get that polymer out. He gets his new one. He's in good shape right now at 3 minutes, right around 3 minutes. Time to beat for college is 5:14.84. Gets the old one off and got to get his new one fastened on there. And he does, yeah, he's got it. Got to get his wire grip off, hoist off.
He got it off. Still good time, though. Still good time.
It's 4 minutes now. Bucket comes down, now he's got to get his hand line down. The goal here for college, I assume, is under 5 minutes, and I think he's got a really great chance to do that. He's got to get his hand a little tangled up, he's got it down. Yells headache a couple times, and he begins to climb down. He's got to get that, got to get his secondary up. And now he's got to get that butt squeeze under. 4:31.
He's moving quick.
4:43.
He's got 15 seconds to get to the dirt.
Okay. Almost there. 4:57. 94, 4:57.94, and he gets first place in this event. Very strong time from Jackson Murray, really, you know, he rebounded very strongly there from his hurt man. He's tired, you can see it. All right, let's move on. Let's look at our leaderboard, and still in first place, Easton Stanley. We didn't show his, but he had a very strong time there, 5 minutes, 42 seconds. And those two strongest times, Corey Mose and Jackson Murray, 7th and 8th place. Corey, 296. Nick Carroll still there, 300 points. Logan Bicknell, really good. Maddox Foster, good. David Ramirez, good. And we move on to our last event, the Transformer Service. And Jackson Murray now, college, last event, the Transformer Service. He's sitting at 200 and wants to end the day with 300. As we mentioned, he's not feeling great, but he's putting out a good showing. And he gets the zip stick up, and he's got to get that barrel down.
He's got to open that barrel to de-energize that transformer.
And as you notice, and that is a lot harder than it looks. I mean, that's a little hole. He's got to get that in. He's all around it. I actually heard college say to Randy, why don't they make the holes bigger? And he gets it down. Randy says, well, invent it.
It's a good time though, 40 seconds. That's a tough task, especially today. It's kind of breezy out. Big deal.
And now he's got to get his tools on.
Pad straps are still backwards.
That's his signature, right?
That is his signature. He was the only one that noted to keep them backwards, which looks like it could have been a good move here because it didn't take him long to strap them.
All right, now he's got to get his belt on.
Oh, he about
trips.
fails.
As we mentioned, he's not feeling great right now, so cut him some slack, folks. And his calf starts off at about
again.
trips there, and he's got to get his butt squeeze on the pole and begin to climb. Get his brown strap out, starts to climb.
Good pace.
He's at a minute 51. Couple trips, still good time.
Oh, he hits his head on the transformer.
There's a transformer there, College.
Good grief. You would have thought somebody would have taught him to look up while he was climbing. Apparently not. First hot leg. It's out.
Got to get your three hot legs out.
2 hot legs in a neutral. Second
Two
hot
hot
legs
legs in
out.
neutral. I got it.
Got it. Time.
All right, 2:25.84. And he's in first place time-wise right now. Really good start for Jackson Murray. Corey Mosley on the transformer service now.
Farmer.
Yeah. Looks over and grabs a zip stick. He begins extending that out. Now the zip stick part here is probably the one thing that I think can really hurt a lot of guys' times, because if you don't open that barrel up fast enough, because really the climbing's not the thing that takes a long time. It really can be this.
Oh, absolutely.
And in some cases, I think luck plays a factor into it.
It's a challenge, especially when the wind's blowing.
And you can tell there's a little bit of wind there, and he almost has it in the hole. Real close. He's got
it. 44 seconds, he's got it open.
Now he's just got to get that zip stick down. Now his time to beat college is a 2:25.84, and so he's got to get that gear on and get up the pole. Farmer is sitting at 296 right now, and 100 points here will give him a strong day of 396. Getting his belt on. Now he's got to get the butt squeeze on the pole and start climbing.
He went with one strap on his pads. That's the way old school pads used to be built. They only had one strap. Trying to save himself some time. He's in a good spot. Starting up the pole at 153.
Halfway up. About there. Dodges that transformer.
Yeah, somehow he sneaks by it. I don't know how in the world college didn't see it.
And he's on his first hot leg now. Gets it. At the second.
Yep, second hot leg.
And now the neutral. Got it. 2:32. 78. Second place overall time-wise, but a really strong time from Corey Mosley there, and that'll put him with a total of 396 on the day. All right, here's cramps already in progress.
Running that zip stick up.
What'd you say is the one thing that Cramps improved on the most in his time at Elite?
Without a shadow of a doubt, his character. His mindset changed, how he looked at life changed, how he looked at work, how he looked at money. His entire perception of and mindset of living life changed here. Without a shadow of a doubt, most improved. He's got it open in 38 seconds. That's a good time.
Really good shape there, and he's getting his zip stick down. Now he's got to get his gear on and head up the pole.
When Cramps first came in, he was real quiet. He didn't want to talk to anybody. By the time we started doing all this rodeo stuff, you couldn't get him to shut up. He talked the whole time.
And he's a trash talker, too.
Oh, yeah, he's a trash talker. He told Red he needed to go buy a personality at Walmart. I thought it was great. I thought it was great.
Minute 35 now, and he put his belt on first and then went with his climbers, and he gets his butt squeeze on the pole and begins to climb. Minute 49, time to beat, 2:25.84 of college. He's got a chance to beat it. All right, got to get his two hot legs in the neutral. Gets to work on that first one. Got it. Second one. Got it. And he's on his neutral.
Got it.
Got it. Yep. And Cramps, good time, 2:25.84. No, 2:29.09. Hunter Ogles now on the transformer service. Hunter Ogles gets ready, here he goes. Getting his zip stick up.
Still just thankful he don't have to talk while he's working.
And as you can notice, he's a little closer to the pole than some of the other guys.
Personal preference. Whatever works best for whoever's operating the stick.
It's a leverage thing, right? I mean,
It is. It is. He's got it open in 28 seconds.
Very fast. Getting his zip stick down. And then he's going to start climbing. He's at 37 now. Or he's over to his gear.
He's going to use the same strategy. One strap on the pads.
And that's probably going to save him 10 seconds.
Probably so.
And it really is interesting to see how these little things really compile up the time.
They do. They matter a lot. Buck squeeze on the pole. He's in a really good spot.
128. Now the time to beat for Crip is 2:25.84 from college. And right now he's in really good shape. Minute 40. And college hitting his head and everything, still in first place. Here comes Crip. That first hot leg. Gets it off fast. Second hot leg. Fast. Neutral. 2 minutes flat. Fantastic time for Crip there. And he is first place on the transformer service. And we'll move on to our last student of the event. Here's Easton Stanley, Bones, and he goes transformer service. Now, Bones is in a really good spot. He's 300 points. Right now, Cramps is at 400. Basically, all he's got to do is get 400. All his other times are better than Cramps, and he's going to win this event. As long as he doesn't have any points deducted. And he works now with the zip stick. Get that barrel open. He's got it in there and he's got it open. 30 seconds. Getting the zip stick down fast as he can. Hurries over to his equipment. He's got to get his tools on. A little obstructed view there, but I think he's going to go with the one strap technique too. I don't know if you call it technique, but one strap.
He's moving really good.
Time to beat with Crip is 2 minutes flat. And if he's going to beat that time, he's got to hurry.
He's going to have to hurry.
But like we said, he's in. It really doesn't matter if he wants to just win the rodeo, because all he's got to do is just not make mistakes. One mistake and Cramps is the winner. Gets his buck squeeze on the pole, begins to climb, slips. Gets up there, minute 48. He'll have to really go fast if he wants to beat Crip, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do that. He gets the first one. First one's out. He's on to the second hot leg. And now he's got to get his neutral.
Got it.
2:10.25. Didn't beat Crip there, but a great time and no mistakes, and he's going to be our champion.
Good job, Bones.
Great showing from Easton Stanley. Now let's look at our leaderboard, and Easton Stanley, he's our champion, and a fantastic performance from him. He had a few close calls, but ultimately came through strong and 400 points. Nick Carroll, and really ended the day strong with a good time on the transformer service, 400 points. A lot of 398s, one 396, and some 300s down at the bottom, but really a good day for the ELITE Lineman Rodeo. Well, that concludes the action. We hope you enjoyed the ELITE Lineman Rodeo featuring ELTI's third class. To close, we're going to send it down to the classroom for the award ceremony. For Waylon Hasty and the crew, I'm Colton Witt. Stay safe, God bless, and thanks for watching.
There were two people that didn't drop any points in the rodeo, and it was Bones and Cramps. So Bones beat Cramps on the time. Bones is the rodeo champ for the first quarter of 2020. Congrats, Bones. Y'all know how the rodeo works, right? Yeah. It's all based on points. But I told you, you done hurt, man. Didn't I? Yeah. He said, that was slow. I said, it don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. Some of the things I know y'all may have felt today was kind of like a mundane, a slower day. But it's because we had to video all that. So Colton put together a video, and we'll get that uploaded to our YouTube channel or something, and it'll make a lot more sense then. Whereas generally when that rodeo stuff goes on, one of the things for your sake You're probably going to look back at some of this rodeo stuff and say, why did I do that? Why did I do this? And why did I do that? Y'all know, even sitting in here now, there were a lot of things you could have improved on, right? Well, generally, without all the chaos, we would have a day or two that's dedicated to that to prepare you so that when your family got here, you'd be flawless in that. You would, every time that everybody had, you would have cut in half by 2 or 3 minutes. I mean, depending on your times. You would have cut your times, what we recorded today, in half. And I know you say there's no way, there is a way. Because when you do that redundantly and you learn it and we teach you different ways to go about it, but the idea of all that is not so you're some climbing rock star. It's a muscle memory and a confidence builder. And then at the rodeo with the family, it's an opportunity for you to show out the confidence you have.